Good afternoon, fellas. It's your man Point Guard coming back to you with another edition of Next Chapter Forward. Um, Welcome, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope this Wednesday hump day is treating you well. To update you on my situation, I was scheduled to be in Cali, Colombia. There was an earthquake, a bad one. The region has been hit really severely. They canceled the Petronio Alvarez Festival. And so I was set to come to you live from Cali, Colombia with this content that I had gotten for the first couple of days I was there, but obviously we have to shift. So I think this is an important topic to go over. And if you're on the replay and you're watching this after this live is concluded, please make sure you put your questions in the comments because I come back and check these all the time. So I'd love to answer your questions. All right. All right. So today, why most black men over 50 are richer than they think and how to use it to escape. Okay. Why most black men over 50 are richer than they think and how to use it to escape. All right. Let me get to my notes here. All right. So what we're talking about today, and I've talked about this topic before, but I want to go over it again because I think it's important. The average Social Security check in America is just below $2,100 a month. But for our sake of this conversation and this discussion, let's go with $2,100 a month, okay? And so when you look at what $2,100 gets you in the United States compared to abroad, it's kind of startling. And I know that I've talked about this before, and a lot of times we think that if we mention something one time that everybody sees it, it gets it. That's not normally the case. You have to repeat the real best material a lot of different times, and so that people coming by, maybe they didn't catch a live that I was talking about it. Maybe this is your first time coming by Next Chapter Forward. If it is, welcome. But this is an anchor topic that I like to really break down to black men over 50 that are considering relocating, because guys, when you look at how much wealth you actually have, it's an eye opener. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. The average American retiree is going to look at just shy of $2,100 a month, right? So here's the reality, guys. The average rent in the U.S. for a one-bedroom apartment, this is rent, $1,700 a month. So that's about 75% of that $2,100 is gone on rent. Average grocery bill in the United States is between $400 and $600 a month. All right. So if we're 1,700 plus 500, we're at 2,300, right? Yeah, 2,200. Man, my math is not working for me. Yeah, 2,200. Throw on the average healthcare cost in America, $500. I don't know if that's average because that seems low, but let's go with that. All right. So you're at 2,700. Utilities, transportation, entertainment, and you're living paycheck to paycheck. So guys, if you're living off $2,000 or $2,100 a month, you're close to the poverty level in the United States. That's roughly $25,000 a year. Okay. You're stressed and you're one emergency away from disaster. Okay. Now, let me give you some different scenarios with that same 2,100, what that looks like in different countries. All right. So let's go with Mexico, where I am, Playa, Carmen. All right. So the rent for a nice one bedroom is $600 to $1,000. The place that I'm in right now is $1,000 a month, and it's nice. It's all the appliances are upgraded from the previous place that I was in, the 2-bedroom. This is a 1-bedroom, but it feels bigger. It's a smaller building. Like I said, the amenities are newer. I really like this space, and I'm paying $1,000 a month, guys. And I'm 6 blocks from the Caribbean Ocean. Okay, let's continue. So a nice 1-bedroom is $600 to $1,000. Okay, Food here is $300 to $400 a month. Your private healthcare insurance is no more than $200 a month. Your utilities may be $100, and so you're looking at $1,100 to $1,700 a month. I didn't stutter. $1,100 to $1,700 a month is a scenario I gave you right here in Playa del Carmen. Now, the $600 to $1,000 for a nice one bedroom, that may not be where I'm located. But there are places that are $1,900 right in the neighborhood that I'm in. Okay. But majority of them will be a little bit further west, a little bit away from the ocean, but not very far, guys. I'm telling you, you can still live in paradise for less than you think. Okay. And I didn't stutter when I said private insurance being between $100 and $200 a month. It's as good, if not better, than the top level insurance that you're going to receive in the United States, that you're going to pay a minimum of $700 a month for. I know I put up $500 a month here for this, the purposes of this thing here. But I swear the average healthcare cost in the United States is higher than $500. But again, so you're looking at roughly $1,700 a month to have all your bills taken care of. Okay. And so we have to get out of this American mindset, in my opinion, if we want to be able to see different parts of the country, right? We have to get out of this mindset that the standard in the United States is the standard around the world, and it's not. It's inflated. You're not getting as much for your money as other people get for their money in different parts of the world. And so we need to really understand this. And I want to really hammer this home. Okay. Need to understand this. All right. So with the scenario I gave you here in Playa del Carmen, that leaves you with an extra $300 to $900 per month for savings, investments, for travel, for living. Do you guys have that kind of cushion at home right now? Do you have $900 extra at the end of the month after all your bills are paid and all your obligations are taken care of? Because if you do, you're probably in the top 15 to 20% of Americans. If you got $900 extra per month after all your requirements and responsibilities. Okay. I'm going to do you one even better. Let's go to Colombia. All right. Nice one bedroom in Medellin, Bogota, Cali, Cartagena, Barranquilla. You're looking at $400 to $900 a month, guys, for a nice one bedroom, furnished. This is all furnished. You're not going to have to get any furniture. You just need the deposit and first month's rent. Rent is $400 to $900 per month. Food is $200 to $400 per month. Healthcare is this is private healthcare, $50 to $100 per month for private healthcare. The total I just laid out for the expenses in Colombia is $800 to $1,800 per month. Now, if you really wanted to really rough it, you want to be very miserly, your total cost of living in Colombia for a nice place, not in the hood, not in the slum, you could live for $1,000 a month. So let's say if you're on the average Social Security benefit, we're using $2,100 today. I believe it's $2,065, but we're just going to use $2,100 to round up. Think about this, guys. You're in an area you want to be in. You've got a modest place. You don't have a big place, but it's enough for you. You're eating well, $200 to $400 per month of food in Colombia. You're not starving yourself. You're not fasting. Okay. So for $1,000 a month, you can have all your responsibilities taken care of, and you can have $1,100 a month to do whatever you want to do with it after each month. Guys, this is the reality I'm trying to get across to you. Okay. I got two more examples. We did Mexico and Colombia. All right. Let's go to the ultra popular country right now in Thailand. Okay. 1-bedroom apartments. These are in Bangkok, Pattaya. These aren't off in the, what I'm giving you guys, these aren't numbers off in the countryside somewhere. These are in major metropolitan areas in these countries. Okay, so rent, 1-bedroom apartment rent in Thailand, $300 to $800. And it's cheaper in the Philippines. And Vietnam may be, I know Vietnam is comparable. It might even be slightly cheaper. $300 to $800 per month for a nice 1-bedroom. $200 to $400 per month for food, healthcare, private, $50 to $100 a month. Okay? Between $800 and $1,500 a month. So similar scenario with Colombia. If you want to be really miserly, you could get in for $1,000 a month and have $1,100 a month left over at the end of the month, every single month. So guys, do you see what I'm getting at? So let's say you make $25,000 a year. Let's say that you can generate $25,000 a year doing something remotely. Maybe you invest, maybe you day trade, maybe you create a product, maybe you start a YouTube channel, maybe you do drop shipping. Whatever, however you can create, because I'm taking the scenario of not having a pension or not having Social Security yet, but you being able to generate $25,000 a year. That's not hard to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's $2,000 a month generating online. And believe it or not, whether you've been exposed to it or not, that's not difficult to do. Now, it takes work. It's not like, it's not easy. You have to put the work in, but it's simple. The formulas are there. The information is there. The opportunities are there for you to do this. So if you're thinking that you're in your early 50s and you're looking at maybe 10, 11 more years before you can actually tap into early Social Security, and you're wanting to get the hell up out of Dodge, right? And however you're making your money right now, maybe you've been in that industry for 20, 25 years and you're considered an expert. You know the ins and outs of that industry. You don't think that, if you're making, let's say you're making 50, 75,000 up to $100,000. If you've been in an industry for 20, 25 years, that's not unusual. So let's take that scenario that you're an expert in your field. It would not surprise me, and I've seen people do it left and right since I've been here for the last 18 months. It would not surprise me that you could start to generate $25,000 a year in 9 months of focused work. And this is in addition to your full-time job. I've seen a lot of people online, guys, who were looking to relocate. They knew they wanted to relocate, but they gave themselves about a year. Maybe they gave themselves 9 months or so, but they were able to get their side hustle up to the level of their full-time job or even more so. There's examples of this all over the YouTube, guys. Okay. So this stuff is real. I'm not making this stuff up. These are actual scenarios that I'm seeing all over the internet. Okay. So if you're in the early 50s and you're making $50,000, $75,000 a year, and you're in an industry that the inside and out of that industry, you can work with someone like me. You can work with someone that does that specific thing for a living, show people how to take their expertise and how to monetize it. It's not difficult, guys. Okay. So for you guys who are, I'm using the Social Security example for a baseline, for a financial baseline. But picture yourselves, you younger 50s, mid 50s who have to wait a little while. I've got like 3 years before, 3.5 years before I can tap into early Social Security. And guys, let's be honest. with the rate things are going in the United States right now, do we really think Social Security is going to be around in the next 10 years? So we really need to start thinking about these things. Or is it safe to depend on Social Security benefits with the direction that the United States is moving in right now? Okay, let's get back to the examples. So Thailand is $800 to $1,500 a month. And the $1,500 a month, guys, on the higher end, that's the $800 one-bedroom apartment that will have amenities that will blow your mind. These newer facilities in Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, they're as modern, if not more modern, than some of the more modern spaces that you see in the United States. The rest of the world has caught up with technology. The U.S. doesn't lead anything anymore in terms of technology, technological advancements that benefit the citizens. Oh, there's so many countries that are way ahead of the United States in that regard. So when you're looking at Thailand for $1,500 on the high end of the example I'm showing you, $1,500. If you're generating $2,100 a month, you're looking at $600 extra per month. That's such a foreign concept to most Americans, guys, of having that type of money left over at the end of the month. Now, for you guys who are financially advanced, maybe is probably the best phrase. For those of you that really know how to take care of your money and you've taken your emotions out of your money, a lot of us have our emotions tied into our money. That's why we don't know where it goes every month. But for those of you that are financially savvy, that's the word I was looking for. For those of you that are financially savvy, you've set your situations up to where your obligations aren't an albatross around your neck, and you're able to generate some extra income or extra disposable income every year. Not disposable, but money that you can use that you're not using towards debt repayment or obligations that you can have access to invest, to use for whatever, right? Think about that, guys. Thailand is paradise. A lot of places in Thailand are paradise, similar to where I am in Playa, Carmen, Mexico. And I'm going to repeat some of these things over the next few months because I think a lot of people are coming to this channel because maybe you find me entertaining, maybe because of my pro-Black talk that you get inspiration from. And, you know, I get excited when I talk to the free agents in this community. But I'm going to make a shift, guys, because we need to really start looking at these hard numbers and this data and this information to whether, you know, are you serious about relocating? If you're not, cool. Keep watching the YouTube channel. It's free. Keep taking in the information. But if you're serious about relocation, that's the direction that I'm moving into. So we're going to start giving hard facts, data. We'll talk to people who have made successful transitions. But we're going to get to the point where, again, if you guys aren't ready, that's why you come to the next chapter forward to get the information so that you can get your mindset right. You can get your money right so that you can start to move in the direction of relocation instead of being entertained by me. Okay. I understand I'm a former professional basketball player. I was formerly on television, but I'm a transition architect. That's what I do. I help people create and design their lifestyle for their next chapter. That's what next chapter 4 is about. And that's what you're going to see more of moving forward. Okay. So Panama is another great example. Let's take Panama. Panama to me is on a little bit more of a pricier side, only because Panama uses the US dollar. So they're going to have inflation. Their price is going to be inflated a little bit. But with that scenario, peep game, a nice one bedroom is $700 to $1,400 per month. Your food is going to be slightly more. It's going to be $300 to $500 per month. Your healthcare, private healthcare is $100 to $200 a month. And your total is going to range between $1,300 and $2,500 per month. But guys, think about this. Panama is a world-class place. I love Panama. I don't push it as much because of this narrative. $2,500 a month is $400 outside of the average Social Security benefit. Okay? Now, if you can generate $2,500 a month and you got your one bedroom and you've got your food taken care of, you got your healthcare costs taken care of, you got your entertainment budget taken care of, right? And it comes to $2,500 per month. Guys, that's $30,000 a year. That's still not a ton of money in the United States. That comes out $2,500 per month comes out to comes out to $30,000 per year. Okay, that's not a lot, but it's still more expensive than Thailand, Colombia, and Mexico. So I'm giving you a range of what that early Social Security benefit looks like. Okay. So do you see what I'm showing you? $2,100 in the United States is barely surviving, but $2,100 in Mexico, Colombia, Thailand, and Panama is you living comfortably. You're not having bill collectors call you at the end of the month. And in some cases with that $2,100, especially in places like Colombia, I didn't mention Ghana or now Kenya's starting to get on the level of Panama in terms of getting a little bit more pricey, but South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Malaysia, you can live comfortably, guys. And in some cases you can live well, right? But see, guys, here's the thing. The United States will have you thinking that you're broke and that you need to be rich to be able to relocate. That's not true. You don't need $5,000 a month before you consider relocating. You don't. Now, if you got $5,000 per month and you can still generate that after you relocate, oh man, you can live like a king in these places that I referenced. You don't have any now if you go to a European country, the prices will be higher. The cost of living will be a little bit higher. But if you go in these places that I'm pointing out to you at $5,000 a month, you're upper middle class, if not, you'd be upper middle class in a lot of these places with $5,000 a month. Okay. The truth, guys, for most of you is that you're really already ready. That's really the truth. Okay. That may be hard to fathom, but it's not that you don't have enough money. You just don't have the right information. Okay. So this brings me to the number one mistake I see when people start researching relocation. All right. Here it is. They start with a country they think they're interested in. Now, have they visited that country? More than likely, no. But I'm giving you the scenario that I see with a lot of people that have come into the next chapter funnel universe. Okay. You pick a country that you think you like because of videos that you've watched, and then you start. So you're like, okay, I'm going to Portugal. So you watch 47 videos on Portugal. And then as you watch videos on Portugal, the YouTube algorithm will start to send you different countries because it looks like you're interested in countries. They'll send you something on Thailand. Then you see something you like on Thailand, you start watching 30 videos on Thailand. And as the algorithm sees that you've been looking at videos from Portugal and Thailand, they send you some on Ghana. And oh boy, the call to home, if you all still, if that's of your mindset that, Africa is where we came from, then the call to home is strong because it was for me initially. Then you start watching 20 videos on Ghana, right? And so you've watched hundreds of videos, but you don't have a formula. You don't have a way to make a decision, right? And you don't do anything. And then you look up and 2 years has passed. You've done all this research. You've looked at all these videos. You've expanded your country's target, your preferred country. You've expanded that group, but you still haven't really honed down on what you really need to do, right? You don't know what the real budget is. You don't know the visa options. You don't really know what you actually need to be in that particular country. Okay. You're just really asking the wrong question. The right question is not where should I go? The right question is what do I need and which countries match what I need? Let me say that again. This is critical because I think this is where a lot of the men that I work with, they kind of miss. The question is not where should I go? The question is what do I need and which countries match what I need? For example, for me, I like the water. I like the heat. So I like coastal areas. Bogota, Colombia, I hear is a wonderful city. I have no interest in going to Bogota because it's 8,000 feet above sea level. So it's going to be chilly there. It's going to be cold. The weather shifts sometimes violently. I've researched in Bogota. That's not a place for me. Okay. Nothing wrong with it. Cause I know Stephanie that runs Exodus Summit. She's got a huge group of Black women that she helps relocate out of the United States. She lives in Bogota. She loves it. So no knock on places like that. But what I need is water and sun. So Bogota is not on my list. Medellin is really not on my list, even though Medellin is absolutely gorgeous. It's not on my list because it's landlocked. Okay. Not how much money do I have to have, it's what do I need? Which countries match what I need? Okay. And so this is the framework that I've set up with the Global Scouting Report and the Find Your Country in 72 Hours. These two things, this is why I push people to these two products. The Global Scouting Report is free. The Find Your Country in 72 Hours system is $17, but it's going to $47 because I'm making some improvements to it. Okay. This is what's the most important. That's the framework I use with all the clients that I work with, guys. You figure out what you need first. Then you match it to the countries that fit, not the other way around. Okay. This is what an architect does. I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at the country first. I need to know what you need, what you want, what your needs are, what your money looks like. How are you, if you're not taking Social Security, you don't have a pension, how are you generating money when you leave the United States? We got to get all that crafted first. Then we start to look at the countries. That's what the Global Scouting Report does. It's 8 questions. It takes 2 minutes, but what it does, it gives you a score of your readiness to relocate. So you're either a dreamer, a planner, a packer, or you're ready to relocate. Okay. You have to score 75 or higher to be placed in the ready to relocate category. Okay. All right. And so what happens is I help my clients stop wasting time because time is our most valuable asset. Money is not our most valuable asset. We can always make more money. We can't generate more time. So we have to stop wasting time. And that's what Find Your Country in 72 Hours does. It helps you make a decision in 72 hours as opposed to 2 years. You stop wasting time. You stop wasting time on YouTube videos. That's fine. If that's a form of entertainment for me. Now, if it's not entertainment for you, then it's a waste of time, right? If you're not benefiting from it, you're not getting specific information from it. If you're not being entertained by it, you're wasting time. We want to try to we're going to get away from that. Okay. That's what that Find Your Country in 72 Hours does. It forces you to make a decision. Okay. So here's what it looks like. Section 1 is the clarity scorecard. Figures out your non-negotiables. What do you have to have? What do you and your spouse have to have? If you have kids and you're bringing your children, what do you need your children to? What does that look like from an educational standpoint? What do they need? Right? Okay, let me keep going. That's the clarity scorecard. Section 2 is the 10 country cheat sheet. No fluff, just truth. What that cheat sheet is, guys, what I was breaking down for you. These are costs of living for each country. So those countries include Mexico, Panama, Colombia, Costa Rica, Belize, Brazil, Thailand, Portugal, South Africa, Thailand, Ghana. We really do about 12 to 13 countries, but we put the top 10 in there. But those are a collection of the countries that we get the country cheat sheet on. Okay. All right. Section 3 is the elimination method. You get 3 filters to find out your top 3 countries. So it filters your non-negotiables. You look at the country cheat sheets. You look at them. Okay, I fit this, or I don't. This is a little bit out of my range. Okay, this is not necessarily for me, but this is for me. You find your top 3 countries, and then the 48-hour decision sprint makes you pick your country. So you've got your top 3 countries. This 48-hour decision sprint, and it's not a sprint. It just gives you a little bit more time to feel better about your choices. That's all. Okay. And then section 5 is your next 90 days, your action step checklist to get you where you want to be. Okay. So these are in order so that after you finish your find your country in 72 hours, if you're like, okay, I'm feeling this, I got my country, then you can move on to a country clarity call. That's a 60-minute call with me and you. And then if we go through the clarity call and it looks like, you're a candidate that I would want to work with, then I offer the transformation program. Okay. That's 12 weeks of me and you working one-on-one together. Okay. It's a 90-day program, 12 weeks. We work together each week. And you start out, you already know which country you're going to if you go through this process. So then you just go to the transformation program. That's it. Okay. So the find your country in 72 hours, guys, at $17, that's less than 2 Chipotle bowls, to be honest. $17 is you and someone else going out to lunch. But think about saving yourself 2 years. Okay. It's funny. There was one gentleman, let's just call him A-Bond. Okay, let's call him A-Bond. A-Bond got the find your country in 72 hours, and he was surprised that he did it in about 4 hours, because it's 72 hours is a catchy. You'll notice, guys, I do a lot of marketing techniques. This guy did it. A-Bond did it in about 4 hours. He got to his country, and he was really excited because he was like, man, it didn't take me 72 hours. It doesn't take you 72 hours. If you've got an afternoon, you can knock it out. Okay. But he talked about all of this other stuff that he was doing that wasn't getting him to where he wanted to be in terms of making a decision. Okay. So take advantage of this system. If you're serious about relocating, now, if you're here and you find me entertaining, that's fine. Keep coming back, checking out the videos. You may get to a point where it's like, okay, I've seen enough videos. I want to take the next step. I've got the system for you. Okay. But if you're not ready, that's okay. That's fine. Okay. Just keep watching. So some of the things that I see with some of the people I work with, they haven't talked to their spouse yet. This is something that they've kept inside their head, or they've got kids and they're tossing back and forth what they're going to do with their teenage kids, their young kids. They're trying to figure this out. Okay. They're trying to figure out, do I have enough money to make this happen? Right. This is where the global scouting report comes in, guys. This is the free quiz. This is where you get all these questions answered. If you're just starting your journey, you've got all these different questions and all this. Go get your global scouting report, okay? Because it talks about your budget, it talks about your timeline, it talks about whether you're solo dolo or you got a spouse or you got kids. It goes through all of that. And at the end of it, it tells you exactly how ready you are. All right. It's free and it takes 2 minutes. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Right. So then when you figure out where you are and it gets you on the email list, gets you on the Next Chapter Forward email list. So not only are we communicating via the YouTube channel, we're communicating via email. Okay. And I can email you guys individually, or I can email you as a group. A lot of times what happens is I send groups out based on, I'll send general emails out to the whole group, but I'll also send emails based on what stage you're in. If you're a dreamer, these emails are for you to start to look at different things in a certain way. If you're a planner, you're not quite in the packing stage yet, but you're planning on it. The planning emails do exactly what they're intended to do. Help you make better decisions. The packers who score between 50 and 75% on the quiz, the packers emails are specifically guided for you to answer specific questions that you have to get you from being in the packer stage to being ready to relocate. And obviously the ready to relocate people, I give them direct messages based on what they said in their quiz. Okay. I need to tell these people to can you hear them talking? He asked these people to get away from my door. So that's the whole Next Chapter Forward system, guys. It's designed to get to have you've come across Next Chapter Forward videos and this interests you, right? You come in our funnel, free quiz. Now we've got the Find Your Country in 72 hours. We got the Country Clarity Call, and we got the transformation package. So you can come into this ecosystem, this Next Chapter Forward universe, and you can fit in where you get in. Okay. There's something for everyone. All right. So, here we go. Now I got that out of the way. Let's get to some of your questions here. All right. Ryan Marble. All right. Looks like you knew. I don't think I've seen you. If you're new to Next Chapter Forward, welcome, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, Ryan. So let me ask you something. If you guys don't mind, put in the comments what your area of expertise is. I'd like to see this. Miss Flatson. I think Miss Flatson is new. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome to Next Chapter Forward. We've got Black women who are free agents. I market to Black men over 50, but we've got sisters in that are free agents as well. So welcome, Miss Flatson. Glad you've joined us. So guys, here's the deal. I really want to make this information, these products and services that I produce, I want to make them available to you. Okay. And so Next Chapter Forward YouTube channel has really grown nicely because I give no fluff information about the relocation process, and we tailor make it towards Black people, especially Black men over 50. Now, why do I make it Black men over 50? And why is this important to me? Because one, I'm 58 and I made a rushed decision in terms of my relocation situation. I knew I wanted to relocate for years. I had a wonderful career as a college basketball and NBA analyst on national television. I did it for 25 years. It's one of the best to do it. But I made a sudden decision based on a racist incident with a flight attendant. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I had instances with police. I had run-ins with racist people. And that last scenario just took me over the top. And I knew I needed to leave. And so I created Next Chapter Forward for brothers over 50 who were feeling like me. I was a walking time bomb in the United States. I'm 6'6", 200 pounds. I'm in great shape. I'm a former NBA and professional basketball player. I will F somebody up in a heartbeat. Straight up. Like I'm thin. I'm like wiry, but I'm strong as hell. And I wanted nothing other than to break a racist cracker's back, body slamming them. I was looking for those confrontations. I don't want you guys to be like that. We have millions of Black Americans who are ticking time bombs. I don't want that for you guys. Okay? I'm not here to bash the United States. It does enough damage on its own. I don't have to talk negatively about my home country because it is my home country. I'm American. Okay? I don't say that out loud a whole lot of places, but it's a fact. I'm American. Okay? So the Next Chapter Forward is not about bashing the United States. Next Chapter Forward is about assisting Black men over 50 to relocate to a country of their dreams or where they desire to be. So what really want to stress to you guys is that we need to get serious about this stuff. Salute Don Worldwide. Good to see you. Thanks for always supporting Don. Don's a free agent. Okay. But the tone of this channel is going to shift because I'm going to give facts and information for people who are really serious about relocating. Okay. Now, I love the community that we're building. And the ultimate goal is to get people on the ground in these different countries that we target. And why do we target these countries? Somebody maybe for Miss Flatson or Ryan Marble, who I think are new. We target these specific countries because they've had success with Black American immigrants. Or some people say expat. I don't particularly care for that term. Black people immigrating to these different countries have had success. How do I know this? Because of the Facebook groups that I'm members of in these different countries. There are established communities of Black Americans in the countries that are in the Find Your Country in 72 Hours system that I offer. Okay. Now you can go to Bulgaria, Albania. I think Albania is a hot place right now because the cost of living is so affordable. Paraguay, Uruguay are becoming very popular for the same reasons. Okay. But I haven't seen established Black communities in those countries. That's why they're not in the Find Your Country in 72 Hours system. Okay. So I focus on the countries where Black people have had success and we have community. And we'll continue to build Next Chapter Forward and have members, our free agents in these different countries. Okay. That's kind of the 30,000 foot view of Next Chapter Forward community. This is what our universe looks like. Okay. All right. So moving forward, man, I was really disappointed. And let me backtrack a little bit. I was really disappointed that I didn't get a chance to go to Colombia because Colombia is a very dynamic country. The cocaine era really tarnished the image of the country. The people are wonderful. It's very diverse. It's a lot bigger than people think. Colombia's population, I believe, is close to 70 million people. And some estimates have the Afro population, a third to about 40% of that country is Black. Okay. from various estimates. And the Petronio Alvarez Festival was going to take place this week. The Petronio Alvarez Festival is the largest Afro-Latino celebration of culture in South America. And so me going to the 30th annual was going to be something else. It was going to be a spectacle. Just colors, explosion of colors, culture, beauty, music, highlighting the history of the Afro-Indigenous people in the country of Colombia. Was really looking forward to that. But as most of you know, they suffered a devastating earthquake in that region. The videos that are coming out of it are really scary. And my thoughts and prayers go to the people of Colombia, and hopefully have a very fast recovery from that 7.4 magnitude earthquake. It was a incredibly strong earthquake that was felt in neighboring countries. Ecuador, Venezuela, Panama, all shook based on this earthquake. And so my thoughts and prayers go out to those people. I was disappointed I couldn't go, but I understand. It's obvious. I need to do it another time. And hopefully there'll be other festivals that I can attend. But I disappointed that I didn't get a chance to go. But I had the benefit of staying in paradise. How bad is it that I'm in one paradise, I was trying to get to another. I don't get to go, but I get to stay in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And guys, the reason why I smile when I mention Playa del Carmen, Mexico, is because, again, when I relocated, I didn't have this system. I didn't have this structure that I've created with my own experience and the experience of guys that I've interviewed, other brothers here in Playa. But I smile because it all worked out, right? I'd been here. I'd come to Playa, 9-10 times on vacation. And so what I used to do during the off season, when I would call college basketball games, because I would be exhausted after the season, we go from the beginning of November to roughly the end of March, beginning of April. So we're looking at a 5-month sprint. At the height of my career, during COVID, when I was doing NBA games and college games, I was calling roughly 70 to 75 games in a 5-month period. Okay, so I was calling Milwaukee Bucks games. The season I did the most games, I did 32 Milwaukee Bucks games, 8 Chicago Bulls games. So what was that? That's 40 plus 45 college basketball. Yeah, about 40 college basketball. So I did about 80 something games in about 5 months. Let me put that in perspective for you guys. 5 months is 150 days. Roughly 150 days. 85 games is more than half of those days. So put the travel, put the research, put the calling games, all that into play. And every year I was exhausted. So I would travel. I'd go to Senegal. I'd go to Ghana. I'd go to Nigeria. I'd go to the Caribbean. I'd go to Jamaica or something. But what happened in the last 3 or 4 years, I started coming to Mexico, and I was like, wait a minute. One is easy because Cancun Airport is one of the best international airports in the country, in the world rather. And I was still living in Chicago. So Chicago Midway to Cancun, a direct flight is 3 hours. An hour shorter than going to Los Angeles from Chicago. So I was like, wait a minute, this is easy. Then I get to Playa, and I just felt so good down here. My shoulders drop. I'd relax. I'd sleep. The food is good. I'd get to the ocean. The people were cool. Then I started to meet Black men who were living here. I met Michael Englehart. Michael's the plug down here. He's been down here He and Kareem off and on like 7 years. And I met Michael. And Michael opened up a whole different world for me, showing me that black people thrive. They don't live down here. Black people thrive in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And so when that racist incident happened on January 8th, 2025, on my way from Chicago to San Francisco to call Purdue, Oregon, and I got put off that flight, my first thought was, I'm going to Playa del Carmen. I didn't think about relocating anywhere else. I didn't have a plan. I just shot down here. And it worked because I had created community before I got down here through Michael. Okay? So I kind of did it backwards. That's what Find Your Country in 72 Hours system is all about. That's what the Global Scouting Report is all about. That's what the Country Clarity Call is all about. These are structures that are put into place so that you all eliminate a lot of the headaches that I had on my own relocation. Okay? Now, it's worked out beautifully. I couldn't have picked a better place to relocate. Why? Because I have older parents. And I like to get back to my parents. I can get back to Carbondale, Illinois. I can fly to Chicago in 3 hours. I can fly to St. Louis in 2 hours and 40 minutes, 30 minutes. I can fly to Memphis, Nashville, where my brother and sister live. I can get in and out quickly. Now, if I'm in Thailand or if I'm in Africa, it's going to take me a full at least 24 hours to get back to the crib. Okay? So Playa del Carmen checked off a lot of the boxes that you will check off in the Find Your Country in 72 Hours system. I wanted the beach. I wanted the water. I wanted warmth. I wanted it close to the United States so I could get back to Harold and Lana Barter when I need to. Mexico's a dope country. The people, las personas de Mexico are magnifico. Beautiful people. Very similar to us. I think they're our cousins, really. The mannerisms, the way that they interact with each other, the fun that they have. Beautiful, beautiful people. Okay? It all worked out. But the Creator has always looked out for me. Even when I make mistakes, the Creator looks out for me. The Creator was definitely looking out for me coming to Playa del Carmen. Guys, this is a magical place. You don't choose Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen chooses you. Okay? So there have been a lot of people who have seen videos about Playa del Carmen and they come down here and something about it doesn't vibe with them. But there are other people that come down here that stumble on Playa del Carmen. They're going to Cozumel to scuba dive or something like that. They're going to Tulum to do something, and they happen to come through Playa del Carmen. There are 5 brothers in our WhatsApp group here in Playa del Carmen. The group is called Taco Thursday. It was founded and originated by Brother Kareem years ago. Every Thursday night, a group of black men go to dinner together. It's like our therapy, right? Excuse me. Man, I just lost my train of thought. But Playa, when I started coming down here on vacation, it was calling me. It kept pulling me. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Kareem, Michael, a lot of these brothers, you'll talk to them and you'll talk about. I've got it on this channel, Next Chapter Forward. I interviewed Michael. Go back and watch that video. It's a great video because he's very forthcoming about why he was here, whatnot. He was coming here. He stopped here. He was on his way to Panama City, Panama. That's where he thought he was going to relocate. He stopped here for 5 days and he ain't left. He canceled his flight to Panama. He set up shop here in Playa del Carmen. Now he goes back and forth, and Michael's in Cleveland right now. He's back visiting with family and taking care of business. But Michael said he came down here for 5 days and he didn't leave. Kareem came down here it was one of the stops and I can't remember. He's going to Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, and maybe Belize or something like that. He never got to Belize. Playa del Carmen will choose you. You don't choose Playa del Carmen. I'm dead serious. Now you'll come down here on a visit. You'll love it. Have a good time. You may not think anything of it. But if you come down here on a visit and you walk around and you're like, man, something about this place is calling me. That's what it is. There are certain places around the world, ladies and gentlemen, where when you go, your energy will resonate with that place. Your energy will resonate with those people. Okay? My job as the point guard, as a transition architect, is to help each of you navigate your journey. What does your journey look like? You may not be ready to relocate. Your journey may be, you might be 12 months away. You might be 18 months away. You still need to figure some things out. You still need to figure out how you're going to generate your income when you're in another country. Now, how do I generate my income here in Playa del Carmen? I'm gonna be forthcoming and honest with you. So I've got investments and savings that I'm using currently to live on. I'm getting next chapter forward, starting to generate some income, but it's not replacing the income that I had in the United States. But I'm working on it. But I had savings and investments that can cover me as long as I need to be covered. Okay? You may be the same, right? You may want to take 6 to 12 months of your savings to figure out what you want to do. Guys, here's how brilliant some young Black people are. Okay? Some of these younger Black people. There's these two young brothers who relocated to Thailand. They relocated, I think, 2.5, 3 years ago. You know what they did? While they were at home working in the States, they picked up side hustles and extra gigs. And between both of them, they were able to save $10,000. Now, let me go back and give you the numbers. What Thailand looks like. Now, this is 2.5, 3 years ago. It was even more affordable then than it is now. Remember the scenario I gave you, 1-bedroom rent, $300 to $800 a month. I believe their rent, they got a 2-bedroom, they had like a $400 a month rent between both of them. Okay, so they came over as a pack, their first cousins. They came over as a package deal. Okay, so they saved up $10,000, and the range that I gave you was $800 to $1,500 a month. If you've got $10,000 and you spend $1,000 a month, you just bought yourself 10 months of freedom. Now, these young men figured out how to generate income in that 10 months where they didn't even exhaust all $10,000. They started making money about, I think it was the 4th month that they were there. I don't think it was drop shipping. I want to believe it was, one of them was teaching English online, and the other, I think he created a product. Oh no, he's a consultant. That's what it is. He's consulting in an area where he used to work before, but he found a loophole to where he can consult with some of the companies he used to work with. Okay. So guys, you may be in a situation where this young sister who has a daughter, and I think she had a bad experience with a neighbor or something in her community, and she didn't feel safe. She didn't have family in the area to lean on. She maxed out her credit cards and bounced. Because here's the deal, guys. No other country uses credit scores. Oh, they want to know, do you have the deposit? Do you have first month's rent? You can get in today. I gave a scenario on Mondays. I did a live Monday. because it was an update on the earthquake and whatnot. I usually do a long form video on Mondays, and then I come to you live on Wednesdays like we are now. Monday, I did a live and I talked about how no other country wants your credit score. They don't want 3 months or 6 months of bank statements. Do you have the money? If you got the money, you can get in today. So this sister maxed out her credit cards, got cash advancements, and bought herself some time. Now, I can't wait to see the follow-up video 6 months later, 12 months later video. But the video that I saw, she was ecstatic because she wasn't afraid. She was safe. And she had enough money to spend for her and her daughter for a certain amount of time. Guys, this is not unusual. People do this. You don't have to have everything like, okay, I got $2,500 coming in every month, and I'm going to do this, and this every month, and it's going to work all like, no. Sometimes people need a 6 month sabbatical to get their mind right, to make to let their nervous system calm down, to get away from some of the negativity that they find themselves living in. Okay, you don't have to have it all figured out, guys. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat. Okay. So those are just some of the scenarios I wanted to share with you, because I think that a lot of times we think that we have to, the United States will make you have weird thoughts about how to do things. Okay. What's up, Blade Runner? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, wow. So Kevin says, I have a longtime friend, and he and his wife have owned a timeshare in Playa, Carmen for maybe 10 years. Hey, use their timeshare, bro. Come on down here and check it out. It's a beautiful place. KMBA official? I don't think I recognize you. If this is your first time in the Next Chapter Forward, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And yes, Playa del Carmen is paradise. Yumbu 4690, you look new as well. Welcome to the Next Chapter Forward. Are there Black people there? So I read in a report when I first moved here 18 months, a year and a half ago. It said between Cancun, Puerto Morelos, which is between Cancun and Playa del Carmen. So between Cancun, Puerto Morelos, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum, there are over 5,000 Black Americans that live in this region, in the Yucatan Peninsula. And I'm not even talking about Merida, because Merida has a lot of Black people. I think Merida, in terms of this area of Mexico, in the southern region of Mexico, I think Merida has more Black Americans than any other place. So I think there may be more than 5,000 Black Americans in Merida alone. So in this region, the Yucatan Peninsula, there's a sizable number of us down here. Okay. Oh, what's up, Kamid? Oh, this is my guy, man, from LA. What's up, Kamid? Good seeing you, brother. World traveler here, guys. He's been all over the world, and he came down to Playa del Carmen. We had a great time. So yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, Kamid. Good to see you, brother. Hey, I've been checking out this cat, Zoom to Thailand. You guys go follow him. I think the brother's from Los Angeles originally. I believe he was in the movie industry, but I like him. Richie Mack does a really good job. He's been in Thailand, I think. He's one of the OGs of the travel. He's one of the OG travel dudes. I believe Richie's been over there over 10 years. I think he's got a wife or a lady or something that I see on his videos a lot now. But he does a great job. Go follow him. Zoom to Thailand. is his YouTube handle. He does a really good job. Thank you, Kevin, for that. There is no eviction process. You guys see that? There's no eviction process. You see that? So what I want to tell you guys, and it's hard to do, especially if you haven't traveled extensively, it's hard to get that American mindset out of your mind when you're considering these different countries, because life is totally different than what you're thinking it is in these different countries. What's up, Jermaine? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. How often do you come across other Black Americans there? Jermaine, if I were to walk right now to my little balcony off of my bedroom, I wait 5 minutes, I'll see a Black person. I'll see a tourist. I can tell now who lives here and who's a tourist. I can look at you for about 20 seconds and watch how you walk and your mannerisms. I can say, okay, they're on vacation. Oh no, they live here. I see Black people there's not one day that I leave my apartment and I'm outside for over an hour, I'll see at least one Black person, if not 5. Every day I see Black people here in Playa del Carmen. There's a sizable population of us in this region of Mexico. Okay. Every day you walk outside, you'll see Black people. You'll see Black people from Africa. Because it's been interesting. There's a lot of you'll see a lot of African continental Black people from Europe. So they live in London, they might live in France, they might live in Germany. They vacation here in Playa del Carmen. So you'll see Black people and you'll think they're Black Americans, but some of them aren't. And you'll speak to them and they'll look at you kind of crazy. But if you really look at them like I do, and I study people, this is what I do as a point guard. I assess the floor. I assess my opponents. I assess my surroundings when I'm walking around Playa del Carmen. I can tell if you're African continental or you're Black Caribbean or from Cuba or Dominican Republic or Colombia or Panama. I can tell all that now. I've been here long enough to kind of pick up on that. So I see Black people all the time, and you would too. If you came down to Playa del Carmen, you'll see Black people walking around like you would back at the crib, pretty much. Okay. Thank you for clearing this up. So Richie Mack is from Chicago, but he grew up in LA. And he was in Hollywood show. Oh, that's right. I remember Richie now. He was one of them dudes in that. Y'all remember the scene where they had the pimps who were what was the name of that scene? Hollywood Shuffle is top 3 best movies of all time. No question about it. If you're a Black person and you have not seen Hollywood Shuffle, I'm gonna pull your Black card. If you haven't seen it, go see it this week. Like, pull it up. I don't know how you would access it. Do a search and you can find out where to find it. Dude, go see that movie. Blade Runner, dude. I can picture Richie in that scene because he's leaning this way and his hat is tilted and he's shaking, and these pimps are like the return dawn of the dead, right? They've gotten bitten and they've got something. Oh my God, that made my day. Y'all gonna make me go watch Hollywood Shuffle later on today. That is a great movie. Okay. Thank you for that, Blade. That made my day right there. Appreciate that. Okay. We got some new people on today. Indian Heel. Salute, brother. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. Hey, for you new people that are here, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the growth of the channel. And we want people who are interested in relocating. We want Black people who are interested in relocating. If you're not Black and you're interested in relocating, you can watch too. You can join us too. We got a Caucasian brother in Dayton, Ohio. We got a Latino brother, Fernando, I believe, is in Southern California. We got free agents that aren't all Black, but I'm speaking to my people. Okay. So Indian Heel, Appreciate you. 56 Plan My Escape from Indiana. All right. All right. Go get your global scouting report, guys. If you haven't done so, it's free. It's 8 questions. It takes 2 minutes. Gives you a score of your readiness to relocate. Put you into the next chapter forward universe. You'll be on the email list. Okay. I don't blow you up. People will tell you if you ask somebody that's in next chapter forward on the email list, I average between 3 to 4 emails a week. Okay. Some of them will be alerts about me going live. Some of them will be informational emails. Some of them, I'm just sharing my life. I'm sharing some of the things that happened to me in Playa, Carmen while I'm traveling. And if that interests you, go get your global scouting report. It's in the link in my bio. Go get yours right now. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up because I think I got to all the questions. I hope you found this valuable. Here's what I want you to do. Share this with one black person, one brother that you think would benefit for them. Don't send it to 5 people. Send it to one brother that it can impact, that you know is interested in relocating, that they're looking for answers and solutions. Please share next chapter forward with them. Okay. If you haven't done so already, go get your global scouting report. It's free. It's in the bio. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Committed, my man. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope to see you back in Playa soon. Indian Hill, Yumbu 4690, Blade Runner, Jermaine Knowles, Kevin Crawford, my main man. Who else we got up here? Miss Flatson, first time, I think. Welcome. Glad you tuned in. Hope you found this helpful. Ryan Marble, same thing. Thank you for tuning in, first timers. Hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe to Next Chapter Forward. You guys have a great rest of your week. If you're tuning in on the replay, put your questions in the comments. I come back and check these all the time. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. And until next time.